The summer season is the right time for adventures, and here are two of the best action cameras to record it all: GoPro Hero 11 and DJI Osmo Action 3. So which one is the right for you? Let's inspect! Hey guys and girls, so good to meet you. Welcome to the channel. This is where we inspect a lot of cool and fresh tech, and actually this channel is famous for its extensive action camera reviews, but lately it looks like most of those low-end and mid-range makers are slowly abandoning the niche because they can't offer anything competitive. But on the other hand, big companies like GoPro and DJI are better than ever. So more than 8 months after its initial release, which happened on the same day, here are the GoPro Hero 11 and the DJI Osmo Action 3. We're going to talk about all the firmware updates. We're going to compare them in multiple categories, covering the different use cases, covering their hardware features, and of course, a lot of footage. So let's dive into it. The size, the build quality, the form factor, and this is the kind of assessment that we begin with. Apparently quite similar, not entirely the same though, and GoPro seems to reuse the housing they have designed for the Hero 9, meaning 2 generations back, which is a bonus because all the accessories that you have collected through the years are reusable. Well, not all of them, but most of them. The size of the housing is approximately 72 by 51 by 34 millimeters, and the body weighs around 153 grams, while DJI have rather similar yet a bit smaller size, fixed at 70 by 44 by 32 millimeters. Thing is that most of the time you would like to keep your Action 3 inside its housing because of this. And that many months after its initial release, I'm more confident than ever that it's the best kind of mount that you can have on an action camera. DJI have implemented it for the first time with Action 2 series, and that's right, most of the accessories of the predecessing unit are compatible with Osmo Action 3, at least those that are based on this particular mount. It also makes it the first action camera with an easy way to film vertically, and that's the shortest way to get crazy good stabilized video in this form factor. While both of the cameras are made out of quality materials, DJI's one feels better, more rugged and more premium than GoPro's alternative. It's the first one to score a point. Now, I haven't forgotten about the image quality comparison, and of course we're gonna dive into that part in just a few moments, but prior to that we have a lot more work to do in order to study what actually these action cameras contain on the inside. Both GoPro and DJI are pretty good about hiding the actual ingredients of their secret sauce. But, based on what we managed to discover, shows slight advantage on the GoPro's side. Starting with Hero 6, GoPro have switched to their homegrown GP platform, and this allows them to extract really a lot out of the available resources from the image sensor and the optics. This is why it is A, capable of 5.3K 60 FPS shooting, whereas Action 3 only supports up to 4K resolution, B, a lot more capable with slow motion, and C, horizon leveling now lets you make a full spin without anyone noticing, while DJI's camera is limited to 45 degrees in any direction. I feel that purely in terms of computing performance and advanced frame rates, GoPro leads the show. 2.7K in 240 frames per second is clearly not within Osmo Action 3's reach, so the score is now even. As for the smartphone apps, let's do something slightly different this time. Among the most common scenarios, recording 5 random videos or photos, then connecting to the phone, and let's see what the apps can offer. DJI call their thing AI Editor, using bits of a bigger software that they invite you to install, and it's called Light Cut Video Editor, with the remarkable rating of 5 complete stars in Play Store, something that I see for the first time ever. GoPro rely on some cool ideas for their quick app too, and seeing the workflow in parallel, which one do you like better? Just to add some more facts, Hero 11 still doesn't show live view while recording. For quite some time the excuse was related to a lawsuit. I'm not really sure why it still continues to not be in place. Osmo Action 3 has the feature well working. On the other hand, GoPro offers cloud subscription service while DJI doesn't yet. I have to admit that while I'm subscribed to GoPro's service, I never really use its full potential because of the huge amount of files that are around. Some people blame this particular feature for some overheating issues, so think twice before jumping onto it. Displays and user interface. Well, concerning the screen size and the brightness, it's DJI all the way. Although under certain angles, the colors of the display look to magenta influence. Menus are more responsive on the Osmo Action 3. It never freezes, except a few times when I was using a Samsung 128GB U3 card. And menu navigation feels more natural. The quick presets seem to be quite well implemented as well, and everything that you need is a few taps or swipes away. I'm gonna say only good things about GoPro's menus as well. The Pro Tune settings are where the professionals will most often look at, and switching between the different modes is also nice and pleasing. I personally never got any freezes, but from time to time I notice folks complaining about such. Please note that if you use the wrong kind of micro SD card, there's no way the camera to remain super stable. Microphone testing, and here we begin with the GoPro Hero 11. A lot of birds are singing, hopefully you're going to enjoy that. By the way, a real live vlogging scenario because I'm walking, no additional stabilization, it's just the EIS coming straight from the camera. If you want to use an external microphone, there are two options you can rely on. The first one would be the Media Mod, the famous Media Mod, which costs around $80. Or you can use the USB to 3.5mm adapter, which costs another $70. So anyhow, if you want to use an external microphone with Hero 11, you gotta pay premium. That already is the DJI Osmo Action 3, and you can guess that by the field of view, which is apparently wider. And what do you think about the internal microphone? By the way, in case you want to use an external solution here, it's gonna cost significantly less because all you have to buy is a USB Type-C to a 3.5mm conversion kit. And now, your turn to help me to figure out which of these two action cameras has the better internal microphone. Comment below, please. Concerning the battery life, capacity of these cameras is almost identical. Price per battery in favor of DJI. In 4K resolution, with the display on, you can easily pass 90 minutes worth of recording time with Osmo Action 3, while GoPro Hero 11 is going to last for around 60 to 70 minutes. As the next thing, I want to cover something that most other comparisons don't usually cover, but it's quite important, especially if you want to bring your footage to the next level. That would be the professional features and modes. Options to adjust the exposure manually and tweak the footage so that it looks more professionally. Both cameras let you control the shutter speed in the ISO, but DJI go a few steps ahead and show you in real time these levels, while with Hero 11 you have to rely on the display in order to recognize overexposed or underexposed areas, which, if you have ever done outdoors, you're gonna know it's at least not optimal. I found myself overexposing my footage a few times, and it's unfortunately non-recoverable in post-production. Osmo Action 3 lets you pick an ISO range and also indicates the exact values of the exposure, and so far I nailed the exposure correctly every single time I've used this feature, and it also helped me to pick the correct ND filter each and every time. Plus, you can enable the overexposure warning feature from the menus. Concerning the colors, the Cine-like is being used by almost their entire portfolio, so there are clearly a lot of creative ways to color grade your footage, and it is matched out of the box to DJI's color science shared by DJI's consumer drones. And this, trust me, saves a lot of time and hassle in post-production. Although GoPro also lets you tune the exposure manually and has a flat color mode, I still find DJI's implementation easier to use, more accurate and more reliable. Again, all of this is based on my way of utilizing these cameras, so could be that you think or do otherwise. You still want to assess the image quality with all the new knowledge? Let's do it! 4K, 24 frames per second, it looks stunning. Detailed, well-balanced, nice saturation for both, excellent stabilization. At night, I think this is where DJI's camera shines. Initially, it used to struggle a lot more with the low-light environments, but the few firmware updates have brought 10-bit recording and enhanced image quality, and yeah, HDR is present as well, although I have of course performed a test. So here we have HDR versus normal mode with 10-bit D-Cine-like color mode and enhanced video quality mode. Which one do you like the most? I'll be happy to share with you my personal favorite in the comments below. Let's pump up the frames per second, and here's 4K 60p filmed with both, with a moderate stabilization setting selected. Which camera do you prefer? And how about now in 120 frames per second? I'll be happy to see in the comments your favorite and the reasons that made you pick it. Next, we hunt for accessories because they're particularly interesting. With accessories you can make your cameras even more universal. Tripods, microphones, lens filters, light kits, bike mounts, magnetic mounts, protective gear, some quite freaky throw add-ons as well. We talk probably about hundreds of different variations of mounts. Most of these, no matter how they are branded, as long as they support a quad-range mount thread or this type of mounting, are gonna work fine with both models, unless there's some additional electronics requiring either of the brands. Right now, the amount of accessories available on GoPro.com is greater, but also more expensive. The accessories bundle provided by GoPro is cool, but not that versatile. An extra battery, a diving handle and a head strap. With DJI's bundle alternative you receive 3 batteries, a very functional selfie stick, some mounts and an extra one of the precious QR mounts. Last but not least, the price. $329 versus $549. If you get the subscription plans, GoPro price is going down to $399, and that's only $45 more than DJI's alternative with Care Refresh. But the more accessories you add or the more batteries you order, the more often we're going to see the results in favor of Osmo Action 3. Something even more important, if for some reason you want to entirely replace your camera, it will be around $25 for a new Osmo Action 3 via the DJI Care Refresh service, and it's $99 for a Hero 11, which in my opinion means that DJI Care Refresh is close to a must-have in this scenario. I've used it twice in my life, and it's been absolutely fabulous. So are both of these two action cameras fabulous? And I think DJI has had a rougher start with the Osmo Action 3. Apparently 8 months later, through the firmware updates, the image quality got significantly better, and in many ways it already could provide better quality than the mighty GoPro Hero 11. On the other hand, that long after the initial release, we still do not have an official statement by DJI whether the soft focus issue, which was reported by some people at the beginning, is actually a hardware thing or it got entirely fixed through the firmware updates. Whatever it is, it looks like it doesn't really bother anyone who has bought the camera in 2023. So I really hope it's going for good, but it would have been nice to have at least an official statement. So that's everything about this episode. I hope that now you have enough of reasons to pick the DJI Osmo Action 3 or the GoPro Hero 11. Let me know which is your favorite choice. And of course, I'll be happy to read about your comments in terms of image quality comparison down below the video. Thanks a lot for watching. For more cool tech inspections, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!